bang for Houston. I see teams who carry 2 kickers. I think that's absolutely ludicrous. First of all, it's a crapshoot on who's going to kick field goals in any given week. I really mean that. And so, kicker is the ultimate position in fantasy football to stream. It's also the ultimate position not to carry a backup on your bench. Use that spot for someone else who can help you. Fantasy football is different than fantasy baseball. Fantasy baseball, we stack players because players don't play every day. You need a good bench. Fantasy football, your bench is a weapon. It's a trade chip. It's also this year necessary because of COVID. We never know when someone is not going to be playing because of a COVID outbreak. What a waste it is to carry an extra kicker when you don't need but one. Get off your soapbox, Arnie. Let's move on. How about this for a proffer? If you're looking to stream a defense this week and the Philadelphia defense is available, and I own Tampa Bay, and I think Tampa's a great team to own. They stopped the run dead in its tracks. But this week, if I were streaming and the Philadelphia Eagle defense was there, and you think, well, Philly? Are you kidding? They're not that good. No, they're not that good. They're average, but they're playing the Dallas Cowboys. And when you're playing the Dallas Cowboys on defense, you're like a hungry lion looking at a well-cooked steak. That's right. So I'm thinking Philadelphia defense is really going to score a lot of points this week playing against those Cowboys. I don't know if you watched Dallas Sunday or not. They played the Washington football team, and they looked dead. They looked like they had quit. They looked like they didn't care. No energy, lack of effort. I'm not saying Washington isn't better than Dallas. They are. But Dallas has enough talent to score more than 3 points. A pass was thrown to rookie CeeDee Lamb. Cut across the middle, right here in the basket. If he catches it, it looks as though he can go all the way. And he just drops the ball. And Lamb has made catches up the middle the first few weeks of the season. Very difficult catches. This was not a difficult catch. This ball was right in his breadbasket, and he drops it. Let's look at some more players who are being dropped or added. Blankenship, going back to kickers, the Colts kicker, off of a bye. Much added. The New York Giant defense being dropped a lot. Carlos Hyde for Seattle. Okay, let's talk about this. Chris Carson, the starting running back, injures his foot. Now, there are a lot of parts of a running back that are necessary to be able to play. But I think we'll all agree running back implies feet. And without a healthy foot, it will be hard to play. On this Seattle team, if you are the cowbell running back, you are a great player to own in fantasy. Now, I'm reading on Twitter this morning that Hyde has a sore hamstring. It's a day-to-day situation. And I don't know that Hyde is, for the rest of the season, the kind of player you want to have on your team. But maybe this week and next, he could really provide a great boost to your team. Now, that's all contingent, of course, on him playing Sunday. Another player added a lot today, Gus the Bus Edwards for Baltimore. My thing with Gus Edwards or any running back for Baltimore, number one, they're in this timeshare. Ingram and Edwards and the rookie, DK. I mean, you never know who's going to get all the carries, similar to what San Francisco has. But Edwards has been the goal line back. They're playing the Steelers. That's a tough defense. Got it. But Edwards has been the goal line back. And if you're needing to pick up a running back, he may be a way to go this week. More players. How about, let's talk about the 49ers. Tevin Coleman, Coach Shanahan said it's a long shot, but Tevin Coleman may be back playing this week. And if he's playing, is he worth a waiver wire add? Now, Wilson played like gangbusters on Sunday. 3 touchdowns, but on the 3rd touchdown, high ankle sprain. He's out 3 or 4 weeks. McKinnon is there. I've already talked about the rookie. I mean, I watch these guys play, and they look pretty good. It's just a matter of who's going to be the running back getting the calls. And frankly, we just don't know that, do we? I mean, we really don't know who's going to be getting the work. JaMycal Hasty, watching him play Sunday, this kid has the speed, the power. Reminds me a lot of Mostert. I think if I'm the 49ers, I give the ball to Hasty Sunday. It's almost like Shanahan runs them, and every running back he puts in, they run like it's their last game. That's the way they were running Sunday. That's the way I expect Hasty to run against Seattle. It's a good defense to run on, actually. That would be such a sneaky pick. How about Giovanni Bernard again this week? Mix him with the injured foot. Bernard played really well last week. It looks like he's in for another start this week. He's another streaming option that I think could pay great dividends. At wide receiver, I'm going to give you a wild card name here. I've watched him play the last 3 or 4 weeks. Nelson Aguilar for the Las Vegas Raiders. Each week, the last 3 weeks, his numbers have improved. I read on Twitter, a writer likened him as the #1 Raider receiver now. They're playing a Cleveland defense, the second best defense to pass on in the NFL. I really recommend going out, if you're short at wide receiver, go out and take a look at Nelson Aguilar and look at adding him to this week's lineup. Not just this week. Look, they played Tampa last week, a good defense. Aguilar last week against Tampa caught 5 of 9 targets for 107 yards and 1 score. His last, I'm going back to week 4 against Buffalo, a good defense, right? 12.4 fantasy points and a half-point PPR. Full point PPR is more than that. Against Kansas City in week 5, another good team, 13.7 points. And in week 7 against Tampa, coming off of a bye week, 19.20 points, projected only 3.86. Don't go by projections. Don't use projections as how you form your starting lineup. Look at matchups. Look at how the player's been playing recently. These projections were made long before the season started. You can't go by them. In fact, I'll be surprised if the projection on Aguilar isn't raised dramatically between now and Sunday. But sometimes people look at projections and won't even pick a player off the waiver wire. You can't do that in the NFL. You got to look at what they've been doing the last 2 or 3 games. And the confidence that now the quarterback, Derek Carr, has in Aguilar is incredible. The fact that he's viewed as a #1 receiver is incredible. Aguilar in Yahoo leagues is only owned in 5% of Yahoo leagues. If you need a wide receiver, here you are on a bye week, go get Nelson Aguilar. you can do worse. How about that? Guys, it's been great to be with you today. I'll be back on Thursday morning. I'm sorry I was a couple minutes late, but I was back trying to get my notes together so I'd have a good show for you. It's always fun to be here. I got to go out and do a little work now, make a little dollar or two, you know. But watch that game tonight, 8 o'clock, Dodgers, Tampa Bay Rays. It's on Fox. And if you do have questions about your fantasy football or fantasy baseball off season, put them on. Let's talk about them. We'll go over that. Thank you guys in the chat room for being with me this morning. Again, Andrea, good job as you led off today, filling in for Lenny. And I look forward to seeing each one of you again on Thursday morning right here on Arnie's Fantasy World of Sports. Have a great day, everybody.